The rock revival: why rock music is thriving in 2025. Rock music is alive and kicking, despite what some naysayers may have predicted. In fact, it's thriving in the streaming era, defying the notion that it's a dying genre. Back in the day, Gene Simmons of Kiss made a bold statement, declaring rock's demise. He blamed piracy and file sharing for the genre's supposed murder. But here's the twist: rock is far from dead. According to Luminate's mid-year report, rock is one of the fastest-growing genres in the country, outpacing Latin and country music in the US. And it's not just the old-school rockers making waves. Newcomers like Ghost from Sweden and Sleep Token from Britain are leading the charge. Sleep Token's album, Even in Arcadia, broke records, becoming the most streamed hard rock album in a single week. Wet Leg, an indie rock band, is also making waves with their latest album, Moisturizer, which topped the UK charts, even surpassing Oasis's much-anticipated reunion tour. But why is rock experiencing a resurgence? Dan Chertoff, Senior Vice President of A&R at RCA, believes it's all about the artists. Everything is cyclical, he says. One brilliant songwriter can impact an entire genre. Even legacy rock bands are getting a second wind. Creed, for example, has unexpectedly become a TikTok sensation, with hits like Higher and One Last Breath featured in hundreds of thousands of videos. Led Zeppelin's streaming numbers have also seen a significant jump since the release of the documentary Becoming Led Zeppelin. However, rock has faced criticism for being derivative, with new guitar-based bands often seen as mere knockoffs. But acts like Turnstile and Alex G are challenging this perception, redefining the sound and bringing back rock's social currency. Rock is having a moment because it's fresh and unique, says Nick Storch, head of global artist development at IAG. The ease of discovery on streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music also plays a role in rock's success. Chertoff adds, younger listeners have non-linear listening habits. Discovering classic artists from decades ago has led them to explore new artists as well. Sean Haydorn, SVP of Rise Records and Frontline Catalog at BMG, suggests that rock's revival may be a response to the algorithmic nature of pop music discovery on streaming platforms. It creates a homogeneous sound, he says. People are seeking something more raw and authentic. The live music scene is also thriving for rock. Arenas and amphitheaters have been packed with rock fans for years, with nostalgia acts like Def Leppard and decade-specific bills drawing crowds. Sleep Token, for instance, sold out their 17-date arena tour in a matter of hours. Rock may not always be cool, but it's consistent, Storch says. The fans are loyal, and they're part of a community. People want more than just pop-driven artists, they crave depth. So, is rock music here to stay? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, it's having a moment, and it's an exciting one at that. What do you think? Is rock music making a comeback, or is this just a temporary blip on the musical radar? Let's discuss in the comments. Is rock music making a comeback in 2025? Surprising insights and Led Zeppelin's impact. Is rock music making a comeback? Let's dive into the numbers. Hey music lovers! Have you ever felt like the energy of rock and roll was missing from the charts? Well, hold on to your air guitars because the data from Luminate's 2025 mid-year report is here, and it's about to reignite your love for rock. The report reveals that rock is not only alive and kicking but also surging in popularity. It secured the second spot in the top US core genres, based on on-demand audio streaming, with a staggering 123.3 billion listens. While hip-hop and R&B still reigns supreme with 171.1 billion streams, rock's growth outpaced all other genres. Latin, country, and Christian/gospel music followed closely behind. The soundtrack for The Sinners, a film that's been making waves, has particularly boosted the blues, proving that rock's influence extends far beyond its classic hits. But here's where it gets controversial. The documentary Becoming Led Zeppelin has catapulted Led Zeppelin back into the spotlight, becoming the #1 music documentary of 2025 with a whopping 329.8 million minutes watched. This documentary has not only introduced the iconic band to a new generation but also sparked a renewed interest in rock music. Since its release, Led Zeppelin's global on-demand audio streams have seen a significant spike, peaking at 40.4 million during the week of February 27 and averaging 39 million per week through July 3. Becoming Led Zeppelin is more than just a film, it's a gateway for younger audiences to discover the raw power of rock. Directed by Bernard McMahon, this authorized film takes a deep dive into the band's early years, much like other rock docs such as Bohemian Rhapsody and Elvis. But here's the part most people miss: it's not just about the music, it's about the cultural impact of rock and roll. As we dig deeper into the Luminate report, we see that classic rock is making a comeback in more ways than one. Morgan Wallen's I'm the Problem leads the US top 10 albums, but the vinyl chart tells a different story. Fleetwood Mac's Rumours and Nirvana's Bleach are among the top sellers, proving that rock's roots are still deeply embedded in our hearts. And this is the part that sparks debate: is rock music truly back, or is it simply nostalgia speaking? Are we witnessing a genuine resurgence of rock, or is it merely a reflection of our desire for the raw, unfiltered energy of the past? What do you think? Join the conversation in the comments below.